What's that sound? Is Mommy in the dumpster? What in the world are you doing in the dumpster?
I'm pulling out treasure.
Treasure?
Yes.
Since when did you become a dumpster diver?
I was born this way.
Greetings friends, Mike the Fit Farmer and my wife Lacie here. And for those of you who are new to our channel, we basically sold everything we had, left city life and set up life here on the farm, and we live in a yurt and we constantly have all kind of adventures going on here at the farm. And today is no different. Today, well, let's just say here recently we've been cleaning up our farm and organizing it and trying to make things look better. But recently Lacie found some trash that she feels is treasure and has been working on her own garden, is planning to do some neat artistic things in your garden to make it look neat. And you're basically looking to turn that trash into treasure into an artistic garden, right?
Yes. I'm not so sure he's convinced it's gonna look good, but I think I'm gonna prove him wrong.
Hey, I'm pretty artistic, but we'll just have to see what happens. Can this trash that she's gathered really be turned into artistic treasure? Let's see.
So these are my junk that I pulled out of the trash, and I think what they used to be is carport supports, because there's only 3 of them and 2 are corners and 1 is just a flat piece. So I think they were used to hold up like a carport, and I think they're really cool. They have a neat little leaf pattern on here, and I'm excited about what I'm going to turn them into.
So what's the plan? Where are we gonna put these carport supports, or I don't know what we're gonna call them now?
So I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to show you, I'm going to bring you along the way of how they're going to be transformed. But the first thing I want to do is take a wire brush and I'm going to scrub all this loose paint that's on there. I'm going to scrub it off, and that is my first thing.
So I guess what I can do is basically give you a hand setting these up so you can get to work on them, right?
That's right.
You gotta listen up, listen up. There's not a thing that I can't get from you. Boy, I don't need that much, need that much.
Thank you so much for carrying that over here. Those are kind of heavy. Yep, he has all the muscle. That's what I count on him for.
Lift things up, put them down. That's what I'm good for.
That's right. Remember from the appliance video? Yeah, lift things up, put things down. So now I'm gonna use some elbow grease and have my wire brush, and don't worry, I have a face mask to use because I know some of these could have possibly been painted with lead paint. So I put my tarp down to collect all the paint chips, and the best thing to do would probably be use a sandblaster to take all this off, but I don't have a sandblaster, so I'm putting in the work. While I'm working over here, could you work in my apothecary garden for me and move some stuff around that I need moved?
I think I can.
Well, I'll go show you what I need. In one of our previous videos, Mike built this raised bed for me for my apothecary garden that I'm really looking forward to growing in. But right now there's still just a lot of stuff that we need to do to get it in shape to be planted in, and one of those things is moving some block around and moving the soil around too.
In our previous video you saw me use an excavator and I had to move some soil around and had to add some soil to this area right here, and I had to do that because there was just some areas that were pretty low in here. So with this raised bed, we're really raising it up and have had to add a lot of soil in. So I just dumped the soil in here with the excavator. So I guess I do need to move it out and move it around for you, don't I?
Yes, I appreciate it.
So I'm gonna get to work. You wanna get to work with me? Guess so. He's ready. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use the mini cultivator just to help level out and smooth out this soil here, and then I'll bring my bow rake and just kind of finish it off. And then right here we have some block And the block I'm going to use is a barrier for the walkway in between the greenhouse and Lacie's apothecary garden. So we'll try to work on that, get that knocked out right now. And then after we get that set up, I'm going to put some of this landscape fabric here. I'm going to put it down so that way we don't have a bunch of unwanted plants and grass just growing up in, through, around, whatever you want to call it, our greenhouse, and we can keep that under control. So here we go.
Funny how the story goes, little hope but bigger dreams. They try to bring the sucker down, singing louder than the crowd. Listen the rhythm, I'm feeling brand new. Keep pushing forward, it's gonna save you. Never let down, love, not when we shine so bright. The sun is getting warmer, oh, when we soar away among the clouds. The sky is just a border, oh, when we're floating up like helium.
After I moved and leveled the dirt, next came time to place the block for the barrier between the walkway and the garden. First I pulled the line, then I had a little bit more digging to do. And as I was doing this, Josiah was keeping me entertained by reading me a book.
Why are frogs so happy?
Why?
They eat what bugs them.
That's a funny joke.
That's my favorite.
Keeps picking up my string. Is that you? Okay, so I'm making some pretty good progress here. After I kind of leveled out the dirt that was in there with the rototiller, I next went in and put the line out for where I'm going to place my block for the barrier for the walkway and to separate the walkway from the garden. And I had to add an extra course of block just because the soil, I wanted it to kind of meet up where the greenhouse butts up right there, so that way when winter time does come again, that the soil will be lined up and there won't be any cracks or where airflow can come through in the bottom. But right now I'm hitting a snag. There's something in the ground that's not letting me dig, so we need to figure out what that is. I'm digging right here and I'm hitting something. Sounds like wood. So I'm gonna have to do what I can to get it out of there. Moving line. Yep. See, not sure how long it goes, how far it goes back. Watch out. I ain't sure how thick it is. Don't want to break my shovel. Whew. No? If I can get a grab under. You want to give it a shot? Give it a shot. You trying to get it out for me? Watch those toes.
That means they adopt that. That means they adopt.
Really?
Hi.
How far does this thing go back?
No. Dada.
I didn't even know this was in here.
No.
You didn't know either? And this, my friend, is why some projects take a lot longer than they should, because there's always something unexpected that arises. Still trying to get this out here. A little bit more wobble in it, but I really don't want to break my shovel. So I'm going to go ahead and get a tool. I believe it's called the Gorilla Bar. It's a heavy bar, but I think it'll help me be able to get better leverage to get this out. Yeah.
Clapping.
I didn't even know I had an audience. Except for you.
What is it, Micah?
Alrighty, so catching a breather here in the shade after we got that, I believe it's 4x4 out of the ground there. And one thing I did forget to share with you, I did find another problem that I'll have to share with Lacie here in a minute, is I'm gonna have to redo some of this that I did months ago, because when I laid out the line, I'm measuring 100 inches from the greenhouse to the outside edge, and it matches up here, but it doesn't match up so much on the other end. I think when I did it, when I laid out the line for this front face of block here, I think the kids may have moved my line and I didn't see it, so it's a slight few inches off, so I'm gonna have to adjust that. We're gonna work on that another day, but I'll just have to break the news to Lacie and let her know, see how she takes it. Alrighty, can I give you an update on what's going on? Oh man, that smells horrible. I feel like I need my Darth Vader helmet or something. Alright, so I got a number of good news, pieces of good news, and one bad news. So let me come show you. Okay, so you want all the good news loaded up front or the bad news up front?
What's the bad?
Or we could just put the bad news in the middle. Let's do that. We'll give you the good news first, and then the bad news in the middle, and then we'll end it with some more good news. So, good news is, making some big time progress. So that was going well. Another piece of good news is there was this 4x4 that was in the ground that you're gonna have to hit and you didn't know about it yet. So got that out of the way for you.
Well, thank you.
Did it Rambo style with the gorilla bar. Bad news is I am going to have to redo this front piece, front block just a little bit. I think the kids moved my line when I was working on the project before. Didn't notice it, so more work for me. Yay! Another piece of good news, because I said there's more. Josiah got his reading done. He read to me while I was working. Told me some neat jokes about frogs. So what do you think? How does it look so far?
I think it's looking good. As you can see, Mike did a fantastic job on my apothecary garden, and I am so thankful that he's taking the time to do that for me, because I really want to grow a lot of my own herbs this year. And so while he's been doing that, I've been over here working on my wrought iron stuff. So far I have taken a wire brush and I knocked all the paint off of those that I wanted to, and I know this is probably, some people aren't going to agree with this, but I'm just knocking the paint off and then I'm just going to go back and clear coat them. Right now, I don't have the time to put into painting them how I would like to have them painted, and plus, I like old rusty stuff. So, I'm just going to leave them kind of like they are, knock the loose paint off, and then clear coat them. And I hope they turn out how I'm thinking they will.
So we continued to work on Lacie's apothecary garden over the course of a few days, gradually putting it together piece by piece.
Arr! Now we can be pirates with our treasure. I can finally buy my pirate ship and be a real pirate.
I even helped her set up some cattle panels as trellises for her vining plants to grow. And as always, Micah was there ready to help out. You gonna use the wire cutters, Micah? Oh, wow.
Ready to help me clip? I got it right here. Clip. Push. Hard. Whoop! Good job.
You did it.
Here, help me clip some more. Here we go.
Look at that man. He's a little cutter.
Last one. Boom! That was the last one. Thank you.
And as she was putting in some of her final finishing touches, she needed some rebar cut to help hold in place the carport post that she pulled out of the dumpster. Guess it's muscle time. Ooh, look at shot. Like that? Like this. He's got too many muscles. Look at those muscles. You got too many muscles. You got too many muscles, brother. Let's see those muscles again. So as she was putting her carport post in place, it was really neat to see it just all finally come together. And lastly, she added the most important pieces to the garden, the plants. I must admit, when Lacie was dumpster diving, I didn't think that things would turn out to look this good. Wow! I must admit that this garden has come along and looks much better than I thought. Who would have thought that some of the trash and things that you found in the dumpster would turn out to look this good in the garden? You've gotten carport post, treasure chest, whatever those ceramic things are. I had no idea that it was all gonna come together and look this neat, so way to go. Bang.
I told you it would look good. I told you.
I must admit, I had my doubts for sure, because it was just random items. You see a drawer, you carport post, treasure chest. I thought we were turning into pirates.
Blue liners, all kinds of stuff. I still have a lot of work to do, but I've gotten so much done. Right here on my trellis, I have a lot of cucumbers planted, so I want to have them growing up, and also have some nasturtiums planted too. And as you know, those are edible flowers, and if you didn't know that, check out our flower video from Baker Creek. Also, I have a lot of medicinal herbs and flowers and more edible flowers, and I just look forward to growing all this summer, and I'm really excited about what it's going to look like.
Well, make sure you stay tuned to see how Lacie's apothecary garden grows and develops. She's growing a lot of neat things that we've actually never grown before, so I look forward to seeing how everything grows and develops and how we're able to use them. So make sure you stay tuned for that. There's a lot of varieties in here that are medicinal, so she's also going to be talking about how we're going to be using them and how you can use these varieties as well. And we're going to be in Mansfield, Missouri next month, May, for the Spring Planting Festival at Baker Creek. So come meet us there. Also, we're gonna be in Hannibal, Missouri at the Homesteading Life Conference in, what's that?
August.
August. So if you haven't bought your tickets, please do, because they're selling out fast. Well, that's it for this vlog. We'll see you next time, and grow on.
Bye.